Today on Side-Scrolling Superheroes, I'm taking a look at Spider-Man 2, The Sinister Six for the Game Boy Color. This came out in 2001. It was developed by Taurus Games. Activision published this title, and it's directly related to the other Spider-Man games that they were working on at the time, specifically the Neversoft PlayStation Classic. This is kind of like a sequel to that game, although it is fully a side-scrolling experience. You fight, as the title implies, the Sinister Six. So you fight Scorpion and the Vulture and Sandman and Doc Ock and Kraven the Hunter and Mysterio. You've got a bunch of different levels that you have to go through, and basically it's broken up into about 18 different stages. You get a couple of stages and then you get your boss fight. You know the deal. There's lots of games like this. So you're in a carnival, you're in the World Trade Center, you're in Central Park, you're in the ESU campus, and you're fighting a whole bunch of different goons, different types of bad guys. Some have machine guns, some will pop out of bushes or windows and have a sword that they swipe across the screen, and it's hard to kind of jump out of the way in time. Some will have little ponytails and they'll take pot shots at you, and they're tough to get. Some actually have like little tiny rubber balls or something, like rubber ball grenades, and they'll just chuck them nonchalantly and they'll explode. And so Spider-Man gets tossed around quite a bit. The difficulty is actually quite challenging on this game, partially made by all of these little tiny things that you can't knock out along the walls. Of course, you can do lots of wall crawling, which is great. There's lots of exploration, lots of kind of maze hunting as you're trying to activate switches or find keys or find the secrets, like the extra lives that you'll find along the way. You can also replenish your web fluid, and you'll find health packs all over the place. But you are going to get punched and kicked and stabbed and shot at in this game. There's lots of different challenges along the way. I like the onomatopoeia that pops up on screen when you do get into those fist fights. The biff, the pow, the snap, the crackle, the pop. I don't think that's in there. But it's super fun to see all of that come up. I was actually super impressed by the visuals overall. It's itty-bitty, and this is meant to be played on a handheld screen. I played it on the Game Boy Player, so I was playing it on my big screen, but it was really well detailed, and everything moves with the fluidity. There's lots of neat special effects in the background, like rain will be coming down, or you'll see lightning flash up on screen. Lots of cool little sound effects as well to accompany some of these visuals. You can tell that the Game Boy Color was much more powerful than the original Game Boy. It certainly didn't hit the highs that the Game Boy Advance was capable of, but it was pretty impressive architecture, and I think that it was really well utilized in this game. It's not like this game has Spider-Man mechanics that we haven't seen before or since that have been improved with other titles out there, and I've said this many times in the past, but Spider-Man is honestly one of, if not the best character for video games, period, because it's just really fun to swing from place to place. There's a speed and a mobility and a gracefulness and an athleticism that's just enjoyable to inhabit when you're playing any of these Spider-Man games. And some represent the character better than others, but I think, honestly, Spider-Man 2, The Sinister Six, does a pretty good job. And the boss fights are pretty fun. It's cool to go up against Scorpion. It's cool to go up against Vulture and Kraven the Hunter. You kind of have to figure out the pattern, obviously, before they take away all your health and you have to restart over and over again. There's a password system in here, so there's no save game, so you have to kind of, chart your progress if you want to work your way through. But you know what? It's all worth it. This is absolutely worth tracking down if you're a superhero fan, if you're a fan of superhero video games, or you are a nut for side-scrolling superhero games like I am. I'm going to give Spider-Man 2, The Sinister Six, an 8 out of 10.